it's a Tiny Gamer, and let's play some more Cryptid Coffeehouse. Oh my god. So first off, I have a new controller. It's called, I believe it's called Kitty Controller Unicorn, and I love it. I think I'm keeping this one. Second of all, it is currently 4:38 on Friday, the day that I'm supposed to be posting this. I fully intended to post this before then, but when I finally decided I'm going to, okay, I'm finally ready to do some recording. I had my wireless earbuds in, and I took those off to switch to my wired earbuds. Somehow, something happened, and my speakers, my default speakers, got disconnected. And I've tried to be as calm as I can at first to try and fix it, but the longer it went on, yeah, I admit I panicked. My roommate got all upset and all that because he was worried about me, and it was a mess. I finally figured it out and enabled it, and I was so mad because I even restarted my computer thinking, well, maybe it needs a restart. No. It just wanted to act up on me and just cause me issues. Technology doesn't like me sometimes. Also, another reason that I'm recording this kind of late and that my voice sounds a little rough is, did I say it was Friday? It's Sunday. It's not Friday, it's Sunday. Another reason I'm recording this late is because yesterday I decided to do some offline recording for a new long play series that I'm going to be doing. It's of a very old game that I really enjoyed playing. So I recorded some of that. I recorded almost 3 hours. And then I rested for a bit. And then I hopped on. I was watching one of my friends play. He was streaming Elden Ring. And so I had him up on my TV on to the side. And then I just randomly decided, let's play Cryptid Coffeehouse a bit. But I decided to stream it. And I'm like, let's make different selections and everything to see if the outcomes of things are different. So I created a new profile, started playing. And in the middle of me playing, I was thinking, I'm just going to finish this one little bit and then I'll end stream. Well, my friend ended up ending his stream and then raided into my stream. And so I'm like, well, there's, quite a few people here that are sitting and staying to watch my content. And so I felt like I would be cheating them if I had just ended the stream shortly after they arrived. So I played a couple more bits of the game. A couple more scenarios that they had. Scenario scenes, I don't know what they call them. I ended up playing for almost 4.5 hours total. So yeah, my voice is a little rough. I did drink water, and I was trying to drink, water, soda, and all that throughout my stream, and then rested afterwards after having a snack. But my throat is still a little bit in recovery mode, so if my voice sounds slightly different than it normally does, I apologize. I currently have coffee to help with that. With that being said, I'm going to break these videos now down into each different scenarios, scenes, whatever. So basically going from, because you notice when I left off, it said, have you saved, did you want to save? You haven't saved it, but so I'm actually going to go from save point to save points, and that's how long these videos are. So just keep that in mind. If a video might be a little bit shorter than I normally do, that's why. Just because I don't want to end one little bit and then have to cut it off in the middle of another scene or whatever. All right, let's get started. Load game. And see, the page 6 is where my stream file is, so we're going to do this one. After working hard this week, you have $24 to add to your spending fund. You now have $36. Okay. All right. You and Artemis have been texting on and off all week. They're a really cool person, kind of awkward and stilted at times, but they always have a lot to say. And a lot to do, apparently. Let me make sure I am recording okay. All right, good. It honestly feels like they have hundreds of hobbies that preoccupy them. You're not even particularly sure if they have a job or not. You often just hear about them being roped into things with Hiro and Kulia, about them and their new jigsaw puzzle fascination, about them going around town with a camera. They do so many things, it's almost hard to keep up with them all. Your schedule and their schedule are on opposite ends because of this. They're always up doing things at ungodly hours of the night, while you're trying your best to be productive during the day. Despite this, the both of you managed to arrange a time to get lunch. This is exciting for you. You haven't really hung out with anyone new in a long time. The last person you became friends with was Odina, and she's taken up all of your time since you first met. Not that you're complaining. It's going to be fun to get to know more about Artemis. The two of you plan to meet at Webb's just a little after noon, then go to this vegetarian restaurant Artemis suggested to pick up food. There was talk of you two eating in the park, but you're not exactly sure if that's happening or not. It's a really nice day out today, so you don't think you mind if Artemis brings it up again. You're sitting in Webb's waiting for Artemis to show up. You're scrolling through your social media feeds, but the smell of coffee coming from the espresso bar is kind of tempting. You could go and get yourself a coffee if you want, but you're also getting food later. I have $36. I can afford to get a coffee. You decide to get something to drink. It doesn't hurt. Besides, what's the point of being in a coffee shop if you don't order anything? Sitting in Webb's and simply leaving without anything in hand feels like a crime. There's not a line, so you go straight up to the register. As always, Ilkia is there. She's doodling on the counter with a chalk marker, but looks up at you when you come up. So, let me know in the comments below, who so far is your favorite character? Mine, of course, is Artemis, Odina, and Ilkia. She caps the marker and smiles.
Hey!
How's it going? It's good. Just getting something to drink before lunch. You know how it is. Oh yeah, that sounds nice. What's for lunch? I'm actually not really sure. You know Artemis? I'm going with them. They picked out the place. Ilkia nods knowingly. tapping her fingernail against the register screen. Of course, I know Artemis. They're like the only person that comes in here as much as you. She begins to giggle to herself.
I'm kidding. Not really.
Oh, I didn't realize she has hoop earrings. That's cute. I like the both of you. Don't get me wrong, it's kind of funny. It's also kind of funny that you two are hanging out now. Can't say I saw it coming, but maybe I did. Your insight on everyone that comes here is so entertaining to hear about. One of these days, you have to tell me about what you and your coworkers think about me in intense detail. Ruilkia snorts, then starts to giggle again. Her hair falls into her eyes and she shakes it out of her face with a flip of her hand. You laugh along with her. Sure, yeah, whatever you want. But for now, I must know. What do you gain today? Let's get a... Let's stick with it. Pumpkin spice latte. Pumpkin spice latte. Wise choice. I hope you know I'm cataloging this to tell all my coworkers later. Oh my god. I'm just messing with you. The way she smiles then kind of makes you doubt that. I'll be down at the end for you. You know the drill. I'm sure I do. Or, I sure do. You don't have to wait very long for your drink to come out, since you were one of the only people in line. When Bruilkia calls your name, you're up at the handoff counter in a second, thanking her and immediately taking a sip of what you ordered. It's delicious, as per usual. You go sit back down and continue waiting for Artemis to arrive, nursing your drink in the meantime. Artemis shows up 5 minutes later, breezing into the coffee shop with a bright smile on their face.
Hey.
Honey, sorry for being late. You're not that late. I've only been waiting here for like 10 minutes. You stand up. Artemis looks down at you. You always forget how short you feel next to them. All of their height is in their legs, and it makes you feel rather small despite your best efforts. Okay, so where are we going? The both of you begin to head out. Ruilkia is out in the cafe, wiping down some tables, and both you and Artemis wave goodbye at her as you walk out of the building. She waves back. The autumn air is crisp and cool when you step outside. The sun is shining in full force, only occasionally obscured by puffy clouds drifting around in the sky. It's perfect weather for walking. The restaurant is called Cilantro. It's only a couple blocks away. Hopefully you're not averse to walking. I walk most places, so it's cool with me. I don't have a car, you know. Artemis looks at you for a second, then grins a little. Oh, me either. Never learned to drive either, haha. Never learned to drive? I know. I'm, like, grown. You think I know how, but I honestly don't see the point or the appeal. Plus, I don't think I can be trusted behind the wheel. You laugh. At least you're aware of it. Right? I'm proud of myself, haha. They're obviously joking because the smile that tugs at their lips is then so crooked and dorky that you can't help but smile a bit yourself. I'm proud of you too. Big steps. How about you? Why don't you have a car? I can't drive either, to be honest. So we're not so different after all, huh? We're twins now, ha ha ha. Now we can bond by walking everywhere and buying bus passes. Honestly, I wouldn't mind if I had someone to go with me. I just don't like taking public transportation by myself. You smile. To be honest, it's kind of nice that Artemis talks like you two are going to hang out a lot in the future. You hope that's the case, even if it's just a little. The small talk you and Artemis share as you walk to the restaurant is comfortable. They're really easy to talk to, which is awesome. You're just glad the awkwardness that typically comes with hanging out with people for the first couple times isn't there. Artemis talks to you like they've known you for years. Okay, so the restaurant is just on the right here. The two of you turn a corner and cross the street. Then Artemis skips in front of you to lead you to the storefront. They hold the door open for you. They usher you in with an excited wave of their hand. Thank you. You're welcome. Okay. The restaurant is a bit chilly inside, and you feel goosebumps begin to break out on your arms. Aside from the temperature, the establishment seems pretty empty at this time of day. There's only one person ordering at the counter, and the other 3 employees out on the floor are just milling about talking to each other. It's a cute place though, all decorated in blues and blacks. Pop music plays softly over the speakers. Okay, I know it doesn't look like much, but I swear this is one of the best places in town. I trust you. If it's bad though, I'm going to hold it against you for the rest of our lives. Artemis laughs in, their eyes squinting into crescent moons. Sure. I hope that's not going to be the case. You know it won't be, since you're not very picky when it comes to food, but it's still fun to tease them. The two of you hop in line. The person in front of you is still ordering, so it gives you a chance to look over the menu before deciding what you want to get. They have a lot of different options, but a couple of choices stand out to you. What do you want to get? Okay. I'm going to get So the choices are Chipotle Mayo Veggie Burger, Mushroom Pesto Pasta, Cilantro Lime Rice and Black Beans, or whatever Artemis is getting. So for my stream, I picked whatever Artemis is getting. And this time I'm going to pick the Veggie Burger. The Chipotle Mayo Veggie Burger sounds really good. It comes with tomato, cucumber, and a mix of leafy greens on house-made wheat bread. Just as you decide what you want to get, you're up next at the register. Hey, what can I get for you today? I'm going to get the Chipotle Mayo Veggie Burger, please. The cashier nods and punches some things onto the register screen. They look at you, then slide their gaze over at Artemis, who's standing right next to you. You guys together? You always forget that people ask this question. I'm gonna pay for my own meal. No, we're not together. The cashier nods their head again, then taps on a couple more things on the screen before looking back up at you. Okay, that's gonna be $12. You can put your card in the reader down there when the screen changes. You finish your transaction and the cashier hands you your receipt. You step to the side and Artemis takes your place in front of the register. They order, pay, and before you know it, you're sitting down in one of the booths waiting for the food to come out. You and Artemis once again make easy small talk for the next 15 minutes as you wait for your food to be ready. Artemis is in the middle of rambling on about some sort of collection they've impulsively started when one of the employees behind the counter calls out to you. You and Artemis are the only ones in the restaurant right now. Hey guys, I got your stuff packed up at the counter when you're ready. Artemis springs to their feet so quickly that their glasses slide to the tip of their nose. You're closely behind them as they go over to the counter and peek inside the paper bag.
Oh my god.
It smells so good in here. Let's go before I become absolutely insane looking at everything. Haha, okay, let's go then. Artemis looks up at the employees behind the counter.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. You two have a good one. Artemis hoists the bag into their arms and steps in front of you to push the door open for you with their back. You softly thank them as you pass through and they nod their heads at you with a smile. The two of you sort of stand outside of the restaurant aimlessly for a second. So, where to now? Well, I'm hungry. There's another pause. Do you want to go to the park? I remember you saying something about the park over text. Oh yeah. I did say something about the park, didn't I? It's not too far from here, is it? No, I think it's only like 2.5 blocks. It's close enough. Artemis takes a moment to mull this over. They don't mull for very long, because shortly after you finish speaking, they're already shaking their head yes empathically. Okay, let's go. I'm sure we can find a place to sit down at the park. The two of you begin to walk towards the park, with you leading the way. After a couple long seconds, Artemis starts up again about the collection they've been talking about inside of the restaurant. They have been trying to collect nickels for some reason. Nickels from every year they can find. You listen to them as carefully as you can as you direct the both of you to the park. The two of you arrive in no time. You entered from one of the more secluded side entrances, so there aren't as many people as there typically would be. You're trekking on a thin path through a thick cluster of trees. You can hear the food bumping about inside of the bag Artemis is carrying. They've stopped talking now, just observing the lush greenery surrounding as the both of you walk along the worn trail. The trees open up into a clearing that's dotted with several unoccupied park benches. It's quiet, and no one's here except for the two of you. The birds are singing in the trees surrounding the clearing. The sky is bright and blue above you. You don't realize that Artemis is standing in the middle of the path until you've already seated yourself down at one of the park benches. You expect them to be right behind you, but when you look back, Artemis is just looking around with the bag of food in their arms, taking everything in. You good? Artemis seems to take a second to register what you said. Yeah, I'm good. I just don't think I've ever been here. It's really pretty. They're walking over now, their long legs carrying them over much faster than yours ever could. It is. If it wasn't so far away from my place, I would be here all the time. It's always so quiet. Not many people are ever on this side of the park. I like it. We should come here again. You find yourself liking the way they say that. You smile, then pat the spot across from you at the table. Come, sit. They do, setting down the bag in their arms and beginning to take out what's inside. They hand you the container that holds your food, then set some plastic utensils and napkins on top of the lid. Thank you. Artemis hums in response. They take their food out as well, then fold the empty bag down and tuck it under their container. You assume they do this so that a stray breeze won't carry it away if one passes through the clearing. The two of you begin to eat in silence. The chipotle mayo veggie burger you've got is absolutely delicious, and really filling too. You don't know just how hungry you actually were. After a bit, Artemis speaks. It's good? It's really good. Thank you so much.
No problem.
I'm just happy you like the place I picked. There's another content silence. The both of you are chewing. You know, I feel like we don't know much about each other. This has you pausing. You slowly finish chewing, then swallow before speaking. Yeah? Yeah. So let's play a game. A game? Yeah. You ask me some questions, and then I'll ask you some questions, just to get to know each other better. Okay. Sounds like a good game. I'll have to think of what I want to ask you first, though. Take your time. What do you want to ask Artemis? Okay. About the band.
The band? That's a good question.
Oh. I was going to talk over him. Man, well, to be honest with you, it was all Kulia's idea. The more you hear about Kulia, the more you suspect that nearly everything is her idea. All three of us already knew how to play instruments, you know. It just happened that Kulia was like, oh yeah, guys, let's just start a band for, like, fun. They laugh and shake their head, apparently recalling the situation. And there's one thing you never do with Kolia, and that's say no to her. Kuro may be stubborn, but he has always been weak-willed when it comes to Kolia, so he was the first one to say yes. I figured it wouldn't hurt to try it out. Artemis pushes a forkful of salad into their mouth and spends a moment chewing thoughtfully. They point the fork at you when they've swallowed. So far, it hasn't been bad at all. Kuro and I mostly go along with whatever Kolia says. He arranges the venues and the parties, and we go along with it. I love her to death, but even more so because I know for a fact Kuro and I would never be able to do half the stuff she does. It's only like a small thing the three of us do for fun and all. I'm not sure how long it's gonna last, but I'm enjoying it for now, and I think that's the most important thing. The latest hobby. Artemis laughs out loud when you ask them this. They plop their cheek into the palm of their hand, their expression soft. God, you know I have a cajillion hobbies. Yeah, I do know that. Damn, this is a good question. Well, I was telling you before about my new coin collection. It's kind of a mess, but I bought one of those coin collector book. This is so dorky to talk about. The two of you share a laugh. Artemis tries to hide their face with their hand. No, keep going. I'm interested. It's really hard to collect coins. It seems easy, right? Like all you do is find coins and put them in the coin collector book. I literally just pick nickels out of my change at the store or whatever, and then organize them by mint date in the book. But I always have to stop myself from popping the coins out and using them to pay for bus fare. Oh my God, Artemis.
I think I need to find a new hobby.
I love when he says that. When they say that. I've already done it a couple times. My impulse control is non-existent. I think I need to find a new hobby. What about the family? Artemis doesn't answer for a while after you ask this. You're kind of starting to panic once the silence stretches for just a little too long. But then Artemis speaks. I mean, they're my family. On second thought, this was probably a bad question to ask. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you feel uncomfortable. Artemis shakes her head, shrugs. They move a halved cherry tomato around in their salad with their fork. It's okay. You get the feeling it's not exactly okay. Ugh. You're making a mental note not to talk about this unless they bring it up first. Do you want me to change the subject? There's a pause that lasts a bit. Then Artemis nods. Thank you. The town's alright. I think it's not huge, but it's not as tiny as it is where I'm from, which is nice. I grew up in a small town, and this is bigger than a small town, but I don't think I would ever consider it to be a city. It's a nice, comfortable size, but I think maybe someday I want to get out of here. They're quiet for a moment, setting their fork down. I'm kind of tired of towns, you know. Everyone seems to know everyone here, and I think I kind of don't like that. Sometimes I think maybe I want to move out of here and go somewhere where no one knows who I am, where I can, start over. But there are so many people I care about here. I don't think I could just leave like that. They shrug and pick their fork back up, stabbing a couple of lettuce leaves in their salad. I don't know. I like it here, but at the same time I don't. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Okay. What do you do for a living? Okay. This is embarrassing because I actually don't do anything. Holy how are you surviving? Artemis' cheeks flush. They look up at the sky instead of looking at you. I'm really not sure. I do odd jobs and favors sometimes, like I'll paint my neighbor's siding or mow a lawn or something, but sometimes I'll help out at the library. It's more like a volunteer thing, but one of the ladies that works there really likes me for some reason and puts me on payroll even though I work maybe like twice a week for 4 hours at a time. I live with 2 other people, so we're splitting the rent anyway. But to be honest, I'm just coasting. Color me impressed. Don't say it like that. I feel like a freeloader. They're kind of smiling when they say it, so you don't suppose you didn't embarrass him too much by asking. So you suppose so. I'm done.
Okay, my turn.
I've got a couple questions for you. Uh-oh. They say this with a beaming smile, and they drum their fingers on the picnic bench's surface in an idle rhythm. You ready? They're easy questions, I promise. Haha, okay. I'll quiz you on the answers when you least expect it. Artemis pretends to be shocked. Faux alarm flashing on their face for the briefest moments before they relax back to it into that easy smile. Ooh, okay. I'm going to catalog everything you say and commit to memory. Everything you say from now on will be safely stored in my little brain. Okay, so when I went through this last night on stream, it didn't... The character didn't dawn on me, but now that I'm reading this, it reminds me of Axel from Kingdom Hearts, when he has this little line, got it memorized? You laugh then, and they laugh right along with you. So what do you do for work? That's a very good, safe question. What can I say? I'm a smooth, professional question asker. Well, if I'm going to be honest, I don't do anything too exciting. I'm a photographer. I spend the majority of my days squinting through a viewfinder. Oh, no way. What kind of photography do you do? A lot of portrait photography, sometimes weddings, engagements, graduations. Just depends on the demand and the time of year. Right now, since it's the peak of fall, I'm finishing up some engagement stuff for the people who are getting married in the spring. I run something like a freelance photography studio. It's nice. It feels good to work at my own pace.
That is so awesome. You're so interesting.
Aww. Honestly, working at my own pace is something that I feel like I do with my YouTube channel. And when it comes to editing videos, recording videos, streaming, streaming on Twitch, that sort of stuff, making shorts, TikToks. I like how, I'll set my own deadlines, and if I don't meet those deadlines, yeah, I'm kind of hard on myself, but at least I don't have, a team or other employees or bosses that I'm laying down. So, and I can work at my own pace, do as much as I want or do as little as I want. You have to try hard not to flush. You bite back a smile. Thanks. Just doing my best out here. You're doing great. Okay, next question. Do you prefer sweet or savory? You laugh without meaning to. It's a bit of a silly question. This is critical information, I assume? Artemis nods sagely, but a smile breaks through the serious front they put up. Oh, absolutely. Very, very critical. Alright then, so sweet or savory? In my stream I pick sweet, this one I'm picking savory. Because in real life, I don't really have a sweet tooth. Every so often, I'll crave some white chocolate or something like that. The majority of my sweetness comes from like coffee flavored drinks, sometimes juices, that sort of stuff. But the majority of the time, I like chips, crackers, that sort of stuff. I'm on Teen Savory, honestly. Ooh, controversial. You laugh. Artemis' smile grows. Controversial? How so? I don't know. I just feel like most people would pick cookies over potato chips or something. Yeah, most people would. Well, it depends. It's all very circumstantial. I suppose so. Okay. Another critical question. Hit me. Artemis leans toward you as if they're about to tell you some sort of top secret information. What is your favorite color? You laugh loud. You don't mean to, but you do. Your eyes squeezing closed with the force of it. It's really not that funny, but the way Artemis said it, and the pure mundanity of the question is so silly that you can't help it. You hear Artemis laughing along with you. This is a very good question. Red. I really like the color red. Of course, it helps that my name is also red. At this point, Artemis seems to brighten, their smile growing. Nice. No way. My favorite color is red too. So, in my stream, I think I picked black, and I believe Artemis said that's his second favorite color. No way. My favorite color is red too. Aww. Also, I technically have a pair of red rimmed glasses. I know my VTuber does, but I need to get new ones and get a new prescription because those are way over 10 years old. You think you kind of expected that, what with the bright red hue of the glasses, but it's nice to simply have something in common with them. Even if it's something as ordinary as a favorite color. We match then. How cute is that? Very cute. You know, you can tell a lot about a person from their favorite color. Oh? And what did you learn about me? Artemis' smile grows conspiratorial again, their eyes lidding lazily.
That's for me to know and you to find out.
Wow, okay. You gently whap them on the arm from across the table. They scoot themselves out of your reach, laughing. That is so unfair. I can't tell you everything. I told you I'm internalizing this, safely storing it all in my little brain for reference for future conversation. If I tell you what I've deduced about you, then things will be no fun. Haha, sure. Whatever you say, Artemis. Do you have another question? Artemis straightens, then stabbing a couple leafy greens with their fork before taking a bite. They chew for a moment, then point their fork at you. What is your ideal doomsday scenario? Your eyebrows shoot up. They're going to go from your favorite color to the theoretical end of the world? Artemis's brain is beyond your comprehension. What are my options? Artemis grins, obviously very happy you're playing along. Okay, there are countless ways the world can end, but let's say our options are just the more popular ones. Which are? Artemis begins to count them out on their fingers. First, we got the classic zombie apocalypse. Cause of the zombies is up to you. Second, global warming, you know, like polar ice caps melting and flooding the whole world, stuff like that. Last is the robot/artificial intelligence uprising. Obviously, none of these are ideal, but if you had to pick... You scrunch your lips to the side and thought. Let me think. I picked robots for my stream. This time I'm gonna pick zombies. Okay, this is a hard one, but I think zombies. Really? What makes you pick that one? Well, I know zombies is a super varied sort of doomsday scenario because, like, are we talking about fast zombies, slow zombies, zombies clawing their way out of graves, or people turned into zombies because of a worldwide infection? You have a point. I didn't think that far. I was thinking of the pop culture zombie, if that makes any sense. So the slow from the dead zombie. In that case, I think I'd survive for a while. They'd be actively decomposing, and since they're slow, I wouldn't have to be too agile or anything. I just need to find weapons and shelter. Do you think you can end one? You open your mouth to speak, then pause. You are so sure of yourself, but now that they bring it up, you're faltering. It depends. Depends? On what? Are they zombies of past people I know? Or are they recognizable as people? I think in a moment of survival, where if I didn't end one, I would pass. I think I could do it, just because of the adrenaline. But I don't think I could hunt zombies or anything like that. Artemis considers you for a moment, cocking their head slightly to the side. They shove out a short breath through their nose, their mouth quirking up at the corners. This is such a gloomy conversation topic, sorry. No, it's just interesting. It's got me thinking. I, for one, totally think I would immediately pass in a zombie apocalypse. Oh, don't say that. I'm sure you can turn into an ending machine under the right circumstances. Artemis barks out an abrupt laugh at that. Promise me you'll help me fight off the zombies if they ever come for me? I promise. I won't let you die. You say it with as much seriousness as you can muster, but after a moment of staring gravely into each other's eyes, you begin to crack. The both of you set into a contagious fit of laughter.
Alright, I have one last question.
Sometimes my brain isn't able to come up with an alternative word that would be YouTube appropriate, so I apologize. Already? Artemis leans across the table toward you, their expression conspiratorial, like they're going to tell you a secret. They're grinning easily. Yeah, it's a pretty critical question, though. You're gonna have to think really hard for the answer. Haha, okay. What's the question? My band's gonna be playing at a party later this week. Do you want to come? Okay, I am worried about this answer. So I'm gonna say parties aren't my thing, but I'll come to see you for sure. Any apprehension that was hidden in Artemis's face suddenly disappears as they brighten. Wait, really? Did you think I would say no?
No, well...
Well, I don't know. I'm gonna come, so you don't have to worry about it. Artemis' cheeks go a pretty shade of red. They smile at you, obviously a bit sheepish. They draw a random shape on the table surface with their finger. I'll see you there then? I'll text you the info. You smile back at them, then continue eating. Artemis watches you do so for a second, then dips her head to hide the smile on their face. The two of you eat in comfortable silence, the sun shining down pleasantly on you. Okay, yay! Yay! Alright, after all your hard work this week, you have $12 to add to your spending fund. You now have $32. I am rich! Not really, but... Okay. So I'm gonna save. Yes. Okay. Let me do a time check. Oh yeah. Okay, so that's not bad for menu. Yes. Okay. So, I mean, that's a pretty acceptable length for an episode. All right. I'm going to go ahead and end this episode here, rest my voice. But yeah, that's very cute, having a little picnic lunch date. And then I guess the next episode is going to be the house party. And I'm glad that even though I'm picking different options, there's so far not like a quote-unquote wrong option. So that makes me feel better. Because like in my stream, I didn't get coffee, and I paid for both of our food. I was worried that if I just paid for mine and said, no, we're not together, that they would get mad or they get upset, and they didn't. So thankfully there's that. And then I was worried about how they would react to the zombie question. But yeah, so far it's a very cute game, and I like seeing it's mostly the same. Like the main aspects of the game are there. It's just when you pick the different choices, it gives slightly different dialogue to kind of like intersnip it with the main, part of that particular what do we call it? That particular scene, like the park scene or the scene at Cilantro, that sort of stuff. Right. Yeah. Well, go ahead and end this video here. I hope you're enjoying this series. And that's going to be all for now. Thank you so much for watching. Please stay safe, stay happy, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye!